How y'all doing? I am Doc Wrestling, and welcome back to Don't Oversell Wrestling. We are starting a new segment, Hall of Explain. So, like I said in my update video, we was definitely going to start doing the Hall of Fame and why people should or shouldn't be in it. Now, of course, once we start going down the line of the 2000s and 2010s Hall of Fames, I'm going to start saying some names of people who should be in the Hall of Fame. And I mean, I'll start, from Jump Street if there's somebody that can replace somebody. But I will include those people who legitimately just don't want to be in the Hall of Fame. Like Scott Steiner's like, what is the WWE Hall of Fame? I don't care to be in it or not be in it at all. It's not a real thing. It's just a place in Vince McMahon's head. So he doesn't care to be in the Hall of Fame, and he doesn't, it's not hurting him to or not to be in it. But he going to be on my Hall of Fame if I tell him he going to be. So we'll start with the history of the Hall of Fame. The Hall of Fame started in 93 when Andre the Giant. He was inducted literally 2 months after he passed as a video vignette. It was just something they did on a televised show, and he was in. The next 2 years would be taking place before the 94 and 95 King of the Ring tournaments, and in 96 it actually took place the weekend of the Survivor Series. But one thing everybody missed and didn't even notice about the Attitude Era was there was no Hall of Fame for 8 years, actually. From 96 to about 04, they actually came back with the Hall of Fame, and they started doing it after WrestleMania. Now, let's go to Andre the Giant for a second. Andre the Giant started wrestling when he was 18. He had moved to France to go ahead and learn how to wrestle back in 1964. Now, because he was 18 years old and 7 feet tall, it wasn't hard to market him at all. So he literally was in New Zealand, United Kingdom, Australia, Africa, Germany, and a whole bunch of other places having matches at a young age. And like I said, because he was so big, it wasn't hard to market him. That's like the Great Khali in India. Like, he's one of the biggest people in the whole country. So it's like, oh yeah, he's gonna be here. Oh my God, the giant man, the huge man. Yeah, I got to go see him. I got to see that. So it was really easy to market him. And then when he finally came over to America, he came and started wrestling for Vince McMahon, current Vince McMahon's father, Vince McMahon. But at the time, it was the WWF, and he literally stayed with the company for about 18 years. But he was undefeated for 15 years in that whole stint. He had lost outside of the company at like WCW, but his record was still outside of the company. He only had 6 losses and 2 draws. Now, not all of his wins came by pin or submission. Some of his wins literally came from his opponent just being like, nah, I ain't about to deal with this, and walked out the ring and count out. Roddy Piper, perfect example, did that. It was like, nope, not dealing with this, walked out the ring. Ref counted to 10, Andre wins the match. Now, he was smart with the business also, because he understood that if he held a title, he would have to lose the title at some point in time. So in that 15 years, he didn't hold the title until he had the World Heavyweight title and lost to Hulk Hogan at WrestleMania 3. Now, the ultimate question is, does he deserve to be in the Hall of Fame? And of course, 15 years of being undefeated, yes, that hurts some people, but at the same time, he never held a belt in that 15 years, so it didn't matter. It was like, he was just like, okay, I want to win, but I want everybody else to win, so y'all can win those. I'll just win how I win. And it has to be more people like that in the Hall of Fame, who's not just thinking for self, but thinking for the business and the future of the business and the people coming up and the other people on the card. Because let's take WrestleMania 25, for example. Nobody remembers the main event, but everybody remembers the Undertaker-Shawn Michaels match. And it wasn't even the main event. But then you go to WrestleMania 35, where you have Brock Lesnar and Seth Rollins at the beginning of the card, John Cena in the middle of the card, and Becky Lynch, Ronda Rousey, and Charlotte ending the show. Granted, the end was a little funny, but at the same time, it was the best for everyone. So that's my video. Let me know what you think. You can follow me on Facebook and Instagram at DosW. You can follow me on Twitter at DocWrestling1. And you can definitely find me right here on YouTube at Don't Oversell Wrestling. I hope everybody be safe. Love everybody. Have a blessed day. Thank you.